Hello, everyone. So I got goosebumps from this great video, and the good thing for you is now I can skip all the corporate information for you because you've just seen it. So we can directly jump into a topic that dominated, I think, nearly every discussion in the industry in the last years. Everybody is pretending to know what a clean room is. Everybody is pretending to use it already at large scale. And yes, I will share maybe some fuck-ups with you today, so stay tuned. Let me start first. The last 3 years, we looked into the topic of clean rooms. For us, it was a very interesting topic, a good chance to also reach our customers, collaborate with our retailer partners. And the story was quite compelling, right? It seems to be seamless, it's privacy safe, it's a good collaboration platform. I don't know who had the chance to listen to I think it was more like a round table last year where also LiveRamp was there. It was a quite tough discussion last year, right? So it's okay to not see everything like it's all safe, it's all done, we can just jump in. But there is a potential, and I still believe it's huge potential for all of us. And you can see here several partners who are able to provide a clean room for you. We decided for LiveRamp 2 years ago, globally. This is our partner of choice, but there are not more. So let's see where we really are at the moment. As this is also a lot of marketing and media area, I think it's really important to fuel 1P data, 2P data, bring it together, have a real competitive advantage from this. So media side, yes, this is the task. On the other side, I'm a data person, right? So I want to see the insights. I want to learn about the customer. I want to gather new data that helps me to shape the perfect consumer journey in the end. And I will now show you a graph. The graph shows there are various possibilities from very low impact to very high scale. And if someone tells you, I'm using a clean room, that might be true for this area, or 7 steps further, this area. So let me now ask you, who is already using a clean room? In any case, any hands up? Yeah, one. This is L'Oréal. Okay, great. Okay, so if you talk to people after this session, you are informed that if they say yes for the first one, they are actually right. Because you can use the clean room just to put in this case, your own data to just leverage this data in some networks like Meta or Google. This is also a clean room case. Would you consider this a data collaboration? Would you see that there is data matching going on? No, but it's still right that it's a clean room. The second one, we use our 1P data further on some networks, and we might also use the retailer data in their own cosmos. So for me, I would say using some really important data from a retailer is not possible without a clean room, right? Because there is data sharing, and this is not possible. So for me personally, I would say at stage 3, we start talking about a clean room case. But now imagine you brief your partner, your retailer partner, and say, okay, I need this and that people, this and that area. Can you please structure it? Then it's audience building, right? It's still something not so sophisticated, because there is also a difference if you can see it, you can book it, or is it a managed service? So self-service, you are able to use this data, still in a clean room, still privacy safe, or they do it for you. So when we come here to the next part, this is my wish list part at the moment, and you will see later why. Best case would be I can not only use this retailer data on their website, because then, let's be honest, it's not a real win-win. It's a win for the marketing people on their side, but not really for us. Yeah, it's retail media plus, and maybe some new audiences for us. But if I could take this audience I built and use it also in our networks like Meta and Google, then we see the first scalability. I can tell you, we are not there yet, and a lot of others as well. So, next step would be, we use our 1P data and match it with the retailer data. And then, as you can see, first thing is on-site on their side. Second thing is outside of the network, again, in Meta and Google. Here, the real data matching starts. So usually, you would say, this is where the beauty of a clean room really comes to life. And then there would be a seventh option, and now you can take out your phones, because if you need to talk to your business and colleagues, this would be the graph you are talking about. And I can tell you, best thing is you start there and not there. Seventh would be, we give our data into the hands of others. For us as a beauty brand that is not selling directly usually to the customers, we are also not a publisher, whatever, this is a no-go for us. If you have retail media, if you're a publisher, then this might be a business case for you. This really depends on the industry and the area you are acting in. So why am I talking about this? So maybe to have a little glimpse on the data strategy in terms of media activation. Yeah, this is not the whole data strategy because I don't have 2 hours, but 20 minutes, okay? So first thing is, I told you what we already do is, yes, we have some own services, you have seen them. We have some websites where you can already also like use the services, sign in for newsletters, whatever. 1P data, we use it, we put it into a clean room because we are already using LiveRamp, and then use it for our purposes to activate. The second thing is, yes, for sure, we are also using the algorithms and the data of the walled gardens, because then we can all try to optimize whatever we are buying. And the third thing would be then retailer data, and then my data heart starts to shine, because it's not only about reaching new customers and getting more media efficiency, it's also about getting much more insights. Just imagine what type of information you could get in a privacy-safe environment about, for example, similar buyers. Yeah, they bought something from a competitor or in a different area, but that's still important for you. You never reached these people before. So very interesting parts. And for the third part, you really need a collaboration, a strategic partnership. There is data sharing in place, and this needs trust. We talked about trust today a lot. So really understandable is the most valuable one is definitely where we can expand. It's not just on the retailer side. It's a start, and it might be also a start for a good collaboration, because trust needs some time, right? And the vision is, as I said, it's activation, it's insight generation, but why do we do this? We do this ultimately to give the possibility to have a better experience for our customer. And is it our customer directly or the customer of our retailer? It doesn't make any difference between that, because for us it's really finding the right product in the right time. So here, the first wish would be, if you are in a discussion with a possible collaboration partner, talk about what you want to get out of it from both sides, right? This is very important. It should be a both-sided win-win situation. So now, everybody who is listening carefully can find out what I'm talking about, but I'm not able to share any of the names of the partners. But I want to show you a first proof of concept. It was very tiny. It was for one of our brands, CeraVe, which is a brand that usually is specialized also for health issues, so more in the area of pharmacies, doctors, and so on. And this proof of concept was done with a specialized retailer partner that is selling medical beauty, but also is able to use health-related data. And in this case, the goal was to provide the right skin care for people who have skin issues because of a illness that has nothing to do with their skin. So it could be a chronic illness that usually brings out also skin issues. And we identified this target group in the area of this retailer partner. People who ordered products that are relevant for managing chronic health issues. Could also be like the people of segments that usually use devices that are supporting health issues. Could be seniors with special skin issues or dry skin, whatever it is, right? Imagine this is the area we're searching for the people here. And for us, it was really important to use this partner because this partner already has LiveRamp in place. That made it a little bit easier. And they only did it in a managed service, so we are not able to click and try. It was, and this is again trust building, it's also health data, it's all fine. We partnered together, we made clear whom we want to approach. They did in a managed service an audience, and we were able to push this audience back to Meta. So then we had this first time scalability effect here. And in the end, we were able to identify 1.2 million contactable individuals. That's quite a big one for a little proof of concept. So now imagine how it would look like if you can combine it with our data, if you could leverage it in other big networks, if it would not be maybe managed service, because our product teams also know a lot about the issues these people have, because they are talking to pharmacies, they are also giving trainings to doctors. So it's a quite clear topic for us that we want to help these people with these issues, right? So here you can see a significant result, and this was really a highly targeted, very sensitive target group. It was not large scale, people who bought this lipstick might also like the red one. Yeah, it was a little bit more. And this sensitive data you can only share and only customize for your audiences in a clean room where you have this privacy set. This is a very clear thing, right? Would never ever be possible without. So this is how it went. First, we did the segmentation. Second, it was in LiveRamp from the partner in a managed service. Third, we pushed it to Meta, and then we gave it back in terms of the results of this campaign to our CeraVe team. So, coming to the challenges, and as I'm talking for DACH, but the German market with very special topics also in data privacy, also being not that open to try maybe everything, I brought a lot. So, first thing, and I said it already, is trust and knowledge. So I have seen nearly no hand up. Maybe I need to ask who knows what a data clean room is, then maybe I see at least some. But if I do this question to a retailer, it might be that they have never heard about a clean room. They are afraid of sharing their gold, their 1P data, and that's absolutely normal, right? That's human. So really building this partnership on an honest way is the first thing. We want to have a partnership that brings together all the knowledge we have and also does no finger pointing because you are afraid to take step 2 instead of 3 or whatever, right? It's really a lot of German retailers especially, and this is also no finger pointing, lacking this understanding and really don't know what a clean room does. So they might think it's really of data sharing, but this is precisely what a clean room wants to prevent. It's not sharing. It's neutral, right? So this is the first part. And then it comes to the second part. And here, I also have the same issue internally. I have commerce teams who negotiate with the retailers about commerce KPIs. And I have media teams who want to do retail media, want to scale, want to get the audience set up and whatever. Same as on the retailer side. So often I see that A, the retailer has an issue of putting a price tag to their data. Second, maybe it's really not part of their business case, but should be, because we are definitely interested in collaborating here. And third is internal discussion, because maybe the media team has really big internal discussion with the commerce team, and no one knows who is first and who is right. So same for us, no finger pointing. Here we need to team up. We need to bring everyone at the table, and that's very important. And the third one is really technology and all the legal concerns that might be there. So I really think there is a privacy first, let's say, mindset in L'Oréal, but also in all the retailer areas. And that's very important and for us also paramount. And there might be also an issue that we have chosen an US-based live RAM, so clean room. Yeah? So it is also okay to have their concerns here. But to be honest, there will be no data partnership ever happen with L'Oréal if there is not this privacy safe environment in place. And I will show you in a minute 3 topics you need to tackle to be privacy safe. And if you have questions, there is Wojtek, you can always approach because he can also tell you 10 more. But let's see. So for me, it's really important that we want to share something, and maybe the first step could be sharing the same technology, because who am I to dictate my retailer? You also have to need to change your technology, and now your partner of choice is LiveRamp. I cannot tell that, right? Because we have seen a lot of other good options. So how should we tackle this? First thing is maybe you start with the partners who already have the same technology as you. And the second could be, if there is not a technology in the partners in place, you might bring together your technology partner here to try a POC, because this comes also not only with a contract, it comes with costs, also for the retailer. So I cannot chase them to use my choice of technology here. That's very important. So to conclude this slide, the technology exists, right? That is definitely not the barrier. The barrier is human, and that's fine, okay? There is a really rooted in trust, in knowledge, in business cases, in internal communication, collaboration, and this is what we need to tackle. This is no matter which of these technologies you have seen, you choose, that's fine, right? So, I brought you a cheat sheet. Yeah? This is very, very easy, but you need to follow this, because without this, no collaboration, no data sharing, no clean room. That's quite easy. So the first thing is ensure there is a concrete, valid consent. That means that your partner of choice, your retailer in this case, needs to get a consent in the name of L'Oréal so that the people know that this retailer is sharing the data with L'Oréal. This is something, this could be a hurdle, right? Because all of us have a very long consent list already, and now you have to plug in all the other companies behind. But that's the case. If you don't have it, there is no possibility to collaborate. The second thing is data sharing agreement. And guys, as a data person, I know a lot of agreements are set up with commercials. No issue at all. Put your data team in. Let them look at the data sharing agreement list, because as you know, data sharing is one, but how often, which granularity? Is it a flat file? Is it a bird? Is it whatever? So we need to clarify how and what we want to share, and that is very important. It needs to be written down in the end. And then privacy information, that's for sure. You always have to be transparent to your end users on the website. So make sure that you and your partners have a accurate and constantly optimized privacy information. And this is not about avoiding fines, this is also to keep the customer's trust, right? That's very important. And last but not least, and this is more or less the final call, for me, it's just, I want to show you a lot of people talk about clean rooms for years now. I'm very sure a lot of people are in stage 1 or 2, maybe 3, but not further. And so don't let them push you in an area. Be very clear on which partner you want to choose. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and I want to have a running buddy that helps me go through this with trust, with a lot of time and patience and a clear, robust agreement behind. And for me, this is very much more on the collaboration part. It's something that can bloom much more than in a data clean room. It could be a lot more. So for us, yes, we have more or less the retailers between us and the customer, so it's even more important for me to have a very good relationship, because people cannot distinguish if they bought the lipstick from L'Oréal or at DM or Rossmann, right? This is very important to have that, and this is not only for media efficiency purpose, this is also for data insights, because imagine what you could learn in this case. That would be so cool. And just one thing, I'm here for the data side. Kevin would be the right person for the media activation side. If you would like to talk to him, if you would like to also maybe be brave and start a partnership with us, great, then just contact us. That was it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Franziska. That was fascinating. I know retail media is just completely exploded in the past few years, and I thought it was great to get a really close look at what it looks like in your world and being the real honest perspective from you and the way you are on the journey. So thank you for that. If you've got questions, please raise your hands. We'll get the mics to you. Maybe just to kick things off, I wanted to start with, for any retailers in the room, it sounds like the next big step for the industry is more retailers coming to that and getting on top of that data monetization strategy. What would your recommendations be, Franziska, for where should they be prioritizing? What should they think about if they are early on in that process of building that retail media partnership with a brand like L'Oréal?
For us, it's know your own data. So this would be the first step, right? If you want to collaborate with someone and you want to give some insights, then know your own data. And maybe if you're a tiny one and we are not approaching you from the start, just approach us and tell us, hey guys, I have a quite interesting audience here. I have an audience you never reached because you might have missed me, right? And my area. So that was quite clear in the last discussions also on DMEXCO, OMR, where some retailers came to us and say, hey, I might have interesting audiences for you. And I said, yeah, then show me. So that's the first thing. And then it's also fine if it's a self-built solution first. You don't have to have the big clean room and the big machines behind. If you know your data and you can show me where the possibilities are, it's a good step to start.
Yeah. And do you generally prioritize or look at retailers who are also selling your products, or are there other data partnerships for different types of retailers that are also valuable to you?
Oh, so retail media is not my home turf, so the strategic part of the media team I would skip here, but usually for data partnerships, I start with the people who sell our products. That's quite clear. Or who could sell our products, never did this before, but have an interesting audience that is relevant for our products.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, have we got any questions from the audience? Yeah, we have one here. Mike is coming.
Hi. What do you expect from the retailers?
Being honest, because I know that everybody is afraid about this topic, and that's absolutely fine. But if you hide this and go through 500 workshops with us, and then say, I might be afraid to share this, I'm sorry, that's maybe a little bit too late. So it's absolutely fine to put on the table what your biggest concerns are. We try to negotiate if we can get rid of these concerns, or it doesn't make sense. It could also be that it's a one way then. Maybe it's more a better retail media booking than for them and not a data sharing option. It's also fine. But this would be the first part, because it's new for everyone. And even, I've shown you, everybody's talking about it. Nearly no one is doing it. So it's fine to be afraid. And just be honest and put that on the table from the first glance would be very helpful and save a lot of time and nerves.
Any other questions?
I would have one otherwise.
Sure.
How do you think L'Oréal will be impacted by this? Like, what's your vision? How will L'Oréal be changed and impacted?
I hope that we get to know our customers better, because it's really, we have some 1P data, yes, but it's rarely, because the most of our data is out there, and it's also fine. But getting to know the customer really also helps us to produce better products, to optimize our formulas, to have a more specialized campaign for a target group we might have never seen in this context, but suddenly we see they are interacting with our products, they are sharing our products, they have questions on their products, and then, as I didn't say AI today on stage, I will tell you now, maybe AI and this data collaboration together can really help us, and this would be first optimizing my product portfolio for the end consumers.
Yeah. I think often the precision targeting is talked about, which you showed brilliantly, but the insight, the opportunity to inform planning is sometimes forgotten about. So do you think in the future, will you be using these partnerships to understand your customers better, maybe even designing campaigns that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do?
Yeah, just imagine like we have quite niche perfumes that are above 200 or 300 euros. We would never ever spend media on this, because the possibility to reach the right people here is way too expensive, right? So, but if I would know that there are customers who bought niche perfumes in this area, maybe even knowing which type of perfume, and then targeting them through a clean room would also then give more money into the media space again.